So we're going to get into it. The first story, we're going to just break this. We're going to break tonight open right out the gate. We're going to break the night open right out the gate with Matt. Stop messing with them little kids' gates. Congressman, a Republican congressman. Now, for all you who follow politics just a little bit, let me catch you up on things. You know, there is a group called QAnon that started on the Republican side of the aisle, right? You got Democrats, you got Republicans. Now, this QAnon group has blamed Democrats for pedophilia and a lot of other Republicans, not just QAnon, right? They blame the Democrats for pedophilia, for I don't know, man, sex trafficking. They blame them for killing babies, all type of conspiracy theories from the right-wing Republicans to the left-wing Democrats, right? A lot of white people go crazy with this stuff and think that there's certain politicians in the Democratic Party like Joe Biden, Chuck Schumer, killing them, and I think in eating their brains or a lot of off-the-wall. But it's just so crazy to see that every time somebody points a finger at someone, there's always three pointing back. Because now here you have it, a Republican congressman, this ain't no theory, this ain't no guesswork, has been accused of pedophilia and is about to be indicted by the damn FBI. It says Matt Gaetz' friend is singing to the feds like a canary. That's why Matt Gaetz is so freaked out. Gaetz' arrest is imminent as jailed tax collector Joel Greenberg faces charges of having sex with the same 17-year-old and making fake IDs with the congressman. So he's being charged with having sex with, not only having sex with a 17-year-old, but also trafficking, right? Because if you are dealing with a minor who's underage and you get him in a car and wind up switching states on a travel, then that is considered trafficking if you're having sex with him. Plus, there's drugs involved. So let's get into the crux of this story and let's just talk about all the crazy that's going on in our government with actual politicians. Again, everybody on the right side of the aisle, the Republicans, like to look at the Democrats with all these conspiracy theories and talk about how Democrats are the ones raping little kids and sleeping with little kids. And then come to find out the whole time it's the damn Republicans. Who could have guessed? I'm not surprised at all. When I show you a picture of Matt Gaetz, you see the picture of Matt Gaetz. You see the picture of him. You see the thumbnail. That's something look like he up to no good. No, he look dirty. It says the investigation into Matt Gaetz is linked to his friendship with Joel Greenberg, a Florida tax collector currently in jail awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges. It emerged Tuesday that Gaetz was under investigation by the DOJ over allegedly having sex with a girl 17 2 years ago. Further allegations surfaced Thursday claiming Gaetz had paid for the sex with other women who Greenberg allegedly met on Sugar Daddy website. They were the sugar daddies. Man, I just found out and learned about what the hell sugar daddies is today. Right? They got a website called Sugar Daddies where I guess men go to meet women, and these goddamn fools, they don't have no. I'm telling you, when Trump was in office, it was brazen. They just thought I'm gonna read you a quote from Matt Gaetz later on to let you know that when Trump was in office, these motherfuckers just brazen. Oh my goodness, man. It says the 17-year-old girl at the center of the sex trafficking probe is the same girl Greenberg is accused of sex trafficking. Greenberg is charged with identity theft after allegedly making fake IDs. Gaetz, who has not been charged with any crimes as of yet, is expected to be indicted within the next few weeks. So basically, this guy Greenberg is having sex with the same kids that Gaetz is having sex with, and the investigation started off with investigating this character named Greenberg. But as they were investigating Greenberg, of course, Matt Gaetz gets caught up all intertwined in the damn investigation as they see that Matt Gaetz is dealing with this pedophile. And not only is he dealing with the pedophile, but he's taking part in the same damn sex acts with the same minor that this guy Greenberg has been dealing with. And it came out that he is also on Sugar Daddy paying for other women with sex. And he was using Cash App. He was making money transfers using Cash App to this guy Greenberg, who was the tax attorney, to go to Sugar Daddy's website and pay these different women. Then it came out with a report that it was drugs involved. So he's up, pardon my French, if you don't mind me saying, right? Now there are also reports that there were drugs involved, that they were giving these girls ecstasy, these women ecstasy. So not only are you dealing with a minor, not only are you transporting them interstate, which be considered, because they're a minor, sex trafficking, but now you're also giving them drugs, right? You're trying to feed someone's drug habit into getting them to have sex. All these things are illegal. The sleeping with the minor, the trafficking of the girl, the giving the drugs. This man has broke almost every damn pedophile crime that you could think of. This man gonna be sitting in the cell next next to Bill Cosby. I think this is probably worse than Bill Cosby because these are kids. This is a kid, right? I think this can be worse than Bill Cosby because this is a kid. So I don't know what. So the indictment is saying is inevitable, and this is a U.S. sitting congressman, sitting Republican congressman. And I'm gonna pull up a picture here to show you what he looks like. To me, wait till I pull this picture up. Let me share the screen real quick. Okay, there you go. To me, he looked like a Jimmy Neutron. This one bitch look just like Jimmy Neutron. Look at him, man. He looked like a comic book character. Or Beavis and Butthead. He looked like a villain. This is the guy here. This is the pedophile. This is the Republican Congressman pedophile. There he goes right there in the back again. Look at him. And he's with this creep. It says multiple women reportedly told DOJ investigators that Gates 38 would massage them, arranging a time and place to meet and telling them how much he is willing to pay for sex. Before they meet in hotels in Florida, where the lawmaker and staunch Trump allies would sometimes take ecstasy before they had sex. The woman said the DOJ investigation is also reportedly looking into whether one of the women involved in Gates was 17 at the time and whether he paid her or gave her gifts to have sex with him. Gates was reportedly first introduced to the woman through close ally Greenberg, who investigators believe met the woman through Sugar Daddy's website. Greenberg is currently in jail awaiting trial for sex trafficking charges related to the minor age 14 and 17 across 6 month period in 2017. So this guy Greenberg is already in jail awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges related to the minors, and he's related to two different minors, age 14 and 17. So this story is still unfolding. There's still so much to come out that hasn't came out. He's already connected to one of the minors. The dude Greenberg also had sex with a 14-year-old. So that's the second minor. And if you know where there's smoke, there's fire. So I'm going to say if those two minors, if you got a 17-year-old and a 14-year-old already involved in the shenanigans of these people, these Republican pedophiles, the party that's supposed to stand for morals, for principle, right? All these QAnon supporters that's accusing certain politicians of being pedophiles, when right here, your eyes are damn closed. Your own people are pedophiles. This is no. Also 14-year-olds. And I'm telling you, if he slept with 14 and 17-year-olds, this is just two. This is the start of the investigation, or this is the start of the information coming out from the investigation. So you know he's shitting bricks, and you could imagine what type of other bombshells are going to be dropped, right? So sources said the minor is the same 17-year-old girl in the center of the Gates sex trafficking probe, and the DOJ investigating whether other men connected to the two men also had sex with the child. The two men were pictured together in social media with Roger Stone, another creep and another sexual predator, right? All these Republicans are sexual predators. They try to make it seem like, and I'm not saying that Democrats is or ain't, but definitely 100% sure Republicans. And I've been telling you, anybody who's connected to Trump was going to be a real shady character and probably dealing with little girls and little boys and kids, because Trump is a shady character, and I believe Trump is a pedophile. So anybody who's connected to a pedophile, you know, they say the apple don't fall too far from the tree. Birds of a feather tend to flock together. So it says the two men in the picture together with Roger Stone, who was convicted of lying to Congress in 2017. Gates denies ever having paid anyone for sex. Matt Gates has never paid for sex. Matt Gates refuses all the disgusting allegations completely. His office told the Times in a statement, Matt Gates has never ever been on any such website whatsoever. Matt Gates cherishes the relationships in his past and looks forward to marrying the love of his life. Greenberg, Gates, and Roger Stones are pictured together in 2017, and all of them, I'm going to jump out on a limb, were sleeping with little babies. All of them were touching little babies. All of them were raping little babies. Here goes QAnon, all you Republicans. Here goes your threesome, right? You're looking for somebody to protest and somebody to go after, and you're looking for these are actual pedophiles. Right? Here go actual pedophiles. Look at him, man. Look at him. Look at Tucker. He went on Tucker Carlson and implicated Tucker Carlson on Fox News. That was something crazy too. The man goes on Tucker Carlson and Tucker Carlson's giving an interview. You see Tucker Carlson's face? He's looking like, what the hell are you saying, man? Why are you doing this to me? He goes on goddamn Tucker Carlson and he starts to tell Tucker Carlson about the girl that he supposedly is raping, the 17-year-old girl. And he implicates Tucker Carlson and says something to the nature that, you remember, it's the same girl you met. And Tucker Carlson's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Wink, wink. And I don't recall any girl or any restaurant or any meeting. So the man goes on Tucker Carlson's show on Fox News and puts Tucker Carlson and pulls him in. Now I'm pretty sure Tucker Carlson's going to be a part of the investigation because he implicated him. He said it's the same. They're trying to say that I'm, they're trying to say that I'm a pedophile and I'm doing this to a minor, and I'm not. It was the same girl. You remember you met her when we were at the restaurant. The same girl I was with that we all met at the restaurant. And Tucker Carlson's like, no, he don't want no parts of this shit. He's like, what do you do? After the interview was over, he said, that was the strangest interview I've ever had in my life. So I know Tucker Carlson is shitting bricks now, and he's trying to clean up, and everybody's starting to distance himself from Matt Gaetz, right? The man is super toxic. The Greenberg character, the tax attorney who's got him, Matt Gaetz, implicated, doesn't have no problem singing to the feds, meaning snitching, right? He's snitching on Matt Gaetz, and Matt Gaetz is in primetime on public TV snitching on every damn body. You got this attorney implicated. You got Roger Stone and anybody whoever else was in photos with him. There's all type of photos of him and Trump together. And of course, these people knew, even if you want to say, well, these other people are not pedophiles, for sure these people knew about what the hell he was doing. Again, he told Tucker Carlson, the girl that I met you at the restaurant with. So everybody knows he was with this kid. Not only politicians, but news anchors and all type of rich folk. Everybody sees this man prancing around goddamn town with this kid. And it's okay. Before this investigation came out public, and before we all knew about it, they had no problem supporting him. Right? He's a regular on Fox News. They had no problem being friends with him and associates with him. No problem at all. Only now that it became public, people are now trying to distance themselves. But before we knew about it, they all knew about it. And why were they so comfortable with it? It's because a lot of them take part in the same disgusting. I would never let a politician babysit my kids. So that's the Matt Gaetz story. Okay, so there you go. If you want to see a pedophile, if you want to know what a pedophile looks like, there he goes. And then his office also came out, and the one thing he wanted to really go at was, I don't pay for sex, right? He tried to emphasize that like he a player. He don't got to pay for it. He didn't say, right? He didn't really deny that he slept with the kid, right? The statement was really, I didn't pay for any sex. And he said all allegations are false, but he wanted to emphasize the fact that he didn't pay for no sex. So if it comes out that, again, he drugged this little girl and he was paying prostitutes, like, again, prostitution is illegal. And I'm not with all these other, you see these other YouTube shows and people, well, I don't got no problem with prostitution, so that's the least of my worries. I seen somebody talking about that. No, I got a problem with it all, because if it was me or somebody who looked like me, they would have a problem with it. They would use it against me or use it against us. So they need to be treated and held to the same damn standards. Prostitution is at this current moment illegal. I don't agree with it being illegal, but it is. And he broke the goddamn law. And if that was anybody else, or any other regular person, everybody would be so disgusted, right? They wouldn't let that. Look at what they doing to George Floyd. They bringing up his past about using Percocet pills and he was doing to his own body, right? But now that is this guy, and he's doing this to children. It's a difference between doing something to yourself and doing something to little kids. This guy is doing shit to little kids. So I'm not gonna be in that, oh well, the prostitution I'm not really worried about because sex workers and I believe in sex. That's neither here nor there. My beliefs in that doesn't matter. The reality of the situation is at this current point in time, that is illegal and he broke the damn law. Other people say, well, I think drugs should be legalized, so I'm not too much worried about the drug. No, I'm worried about the drug use and all that, right? They using that on the George Floyd trial. This guy taking drugs, sleeping with little kids. Now, I wonder how many Republicans think that this guy got the right to be laid on the damn concrete and choked to death. Anyway, man, Matt Gaetz is a sickening individual, and that's the face of a pedophile. That's the Republican, and that's the face of the Republican Party. So all you QAnoners and all you Republicans that want to get on the Democrats, now I ain't got no love for the Democrats neither, but in this case, I'm talking about y'all crazy asses that want to get on the Democrats about being pedophiles, and the Republican Party is supposed to stand, the conservatives supposed to stand for moral principle and beliefs. They're against abortion. They're against sex without marriage. They're against gay people. They're against all this because they got all the morals. And then behind the scenes, they're raping babies. All right. How many you Republicans that come across this video supported that rapist, that pedophile? How many of y'all supported him? You got Republican. There's a couple, Marjorie Taylor Greene is one Republican that's a politician right now still supporting this guy. Most people in their right damn mind had backed away from him. But the QAnoners in the Republican Party, the politicians that believe in also QAnon, are backing Matt Gaetz as all this is coming out. And like I say, right now they dropping the leaking out the 17-year-old, but there is a 14-year-old involved. Now that's not specifically tied to Matt Gaetz yet, but wait for it. Wait for it. So that's the Matt Gaetz story, man. Republican pedophiles in the government. That's what we have right now. We got pedophiles running our government. Nobody's safe. Kids at the border ain't nobody safe, man. These people need to be weeded. And the fact that he's still a sitting congressman, right? He still got his power. Yeah, the Matt Gaetz story is crazy, man.